wake up list today. You are so blessed. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, thank God for today. God is great, y'all. In spite of all that's going on in the world and all that we have to deal with on the daily, honey. Oh my gosh, God is so good. He's perfect. He's perfect. I thought about something the other day. I won't say what, but I will say this: our ways are not like God's ways. Our thinking is not like God's thinking. Okay, um, from a religious perspective, and I know we're not all religious or we're not all Christians. Let's put it there. Um, as a Christian, I believe that we are all born sinners, right? And I used to think, well, so and so they didn't deserve that, such and such doesn't deserve that, but we all deserve whatever comes our way because we are born evil, we are born sinful. And some people might say, oh, that's not true. Oh, how could you say that? But think about it, we are. We are. And man is liable to do anything that he could think of. And as a result, that's the way the world is the way it is. It's not because of God. God didn't make the world this way. He gave us free will and he gave us free choice. So use your freedom. Use your freedom for good. Use your freedom to treat others well and to treat yourself well. A lot of us are moms. A lot of you guys who follow me are mothers on this, and you are busy with taking care of your families and you don't take care of yourself. You make sure your kids have what they need, and you'd be lucky to get a shower in that day. I know I'm a mom. And fathers, a lot of you are working hard. You got to protect your family. You have to provide for your family. You have to lead your family. And that's not easy, right? Especially if things don't work out with you and your child's mom. If you get a divorce for some reason or you're no longer in a home, then you have the responsibility of caring for your home, and you also have the responsibility of taking care of your children. And then you may not be able to see your kids as much because you a visitation because of whatever reason. That's got to be hard on you, but you're doing it. And I commend all of the men who are doing what they got to do to take care of their children. I commend all of the mothers who are not making excuses. I don't care if you're a single mother, I don't care if you're married, I don't care what position you are in life. If you have children, time out for the excuses, time out for the drama. You got to put them first, and you got to get along with your co-parents or your husband or whomever to make sure that your kids grow up with a decent life. So that's all I have to say about that. You know, I'm not gonna lecture because I know I get. My granddaughter says, "Grandma, you just yap, 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 yap." I be wanting to just be like, "Little girl, that yapping is what's gonna get you through one day. You're gonna remember those words I said, and that's what's gonna get you through." And people are afraid to talk to their kids, or they're afraid to talk to each other. Hey, 601 Ashley 10, thanks for joining me. Good morning, boo. I'm just over here in bed, honestly, and I am yapping. I am yapping from bed. I am so tired. This week it has drained me. Ugh, ugh. Y'all, real talk. All this, I knew it was going to happen. I told myself, rest during the summer, sleep in when you can, get your day started late. But I couldn't do that. I had to get up, I had to get working, I had to do something. I can't be a lazy person. Even though I'm a stay at home mom with health issues, not bad health issues, but yeah, they can get me down some days. I just don't see it that way. Like, I just don't make excuses for myself. Chilling. Oh, you ain't been long chilling before you go back to work. You at work this morning? What do you do if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to share if you don't want to. I know that could be personal on YouTube, but have a great day at work. Don't work too hard, girl. Do not work too hard. You know, give them some of you, but don't give them all of you, honey. You got to have some for yourself. Um, Shout out to everybody who's at work this morning, at your 9 to 5s, doing your business, content creating, whether you're a stay at home mom or a stay at home dad, getting those kids out the door and off to school, doing your housework. Shout out to all of you. Because I've been on both ends. I've been a stay at home mom, I've been a college mom, going to college and raising kids. I've been a work mom, going to work and raising children. I've been all of it in my short time here on earth. I'm still a youngin. I'm still a youngin. I'm almost 50, but 50 is still young. Don't sleep. They try to act like 50 is so old. 50 is a new 20. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like at 50 you start over. And you start over in a good way because usually by the time you're 50, most of us have been divorced. Most of our children are leaving the nest. Most of us have been working somewhere for a number of years. We've had friends that we carried with us, some friends we lost. We've lost family members. We've seen a lot in life by the time we get to 50. So 50 is, to me, it's like the age where we transition. They're working you bad? Oh no, honey. If the money is worth it, sometimes you got to do a little bit, get along to get along. But if it's not worth it and if it's too hard on you, honey, I do not believe in staying somewhere, honey, where you are not happy or where you're not being served. I would tell somebody to pivot in a minute. Look for, always, always, always advance in life. Always be ready to pivot at the stop of a dime. At the drop of a dime, be ready to pivot. Educate yourself more. Apply for other jobs while you're working where you're at. Hell, take some time off if you need to do that. Even if you got some money or you don't, your mental health and your physical health is more important than money. And I know what it's like to have children and to feel like I can't quit my job. I was there, honey, and that's why I'm where I'm at right now with health issues because I stayed longer than I should. I should have been left my job and looked for a different and pivoted from that career. I thought that would be the career that I would retire from. That was what I was looking to do. And that just wasn't for me, unfortunately. And I try to make it for me. I try to push myself. I try to make it for me. You can't do that. They will blow your phone up. But listen, like I said, I started my career when I was young. I was in my 20s. So when you're in your 20s, you're a little bit more resilient. You could take a licking and keep on ticking, right? But at the same time, like I said, always be willing to evolve and grow. Learn from where you're at, learn what you can. One thing I would say about my former workplace is that I learned the art of being professional. I learned how to problem solve. I learned how to get along with others. I learned how to look out for myself and advocate for myself. I learned good customer service and how to treat people because I used to be by the book, strict, okay? This is the way things should be done. This is the rules. You got to follow. Boop, boop, boop. And now I'm more people focused. I'm more so, okay, this is the rule, but sometimes not that rules are meant to be broken or not that you should compromise, but every situation is different. And how can the rules apply to this situation in this level, right? It doesn't have to be cut and dry. So I've learned to do that. I've learned that because people have been like, okay, this is the rule. You got to follow them with me. But then God has touched people's heart, and they said, you know what? We can do this. Yes, you have to. I remember I was in college years ago, and I'm not ashamed to say that I was getting financial aid. Okay, and so what happened was when I was in college, my daughter's father passed away, and um, that's not why I didn't have. I was going to school or whatever, but he had passed away that year, and it was really rough. And What ended up happening was one of the classes I had, it got canceled. I was going to it, but the instructor canceled the class. So my financial aid, some of it had to be paid back, right, for that class. And I was like, look, I need this money because I had my children to raise, and I needed all my loan. I was getting loans at the time. Let me pivot for a minute and say shout out to my years spent as a public servant, because all those student loans I had, I probably paid about, man, I had a lot of money in student loans. Okay, I'm working on my third degree now, but my first two were free, and that's because I worked as a public servant for almost 20 years. 20 years actually on August 8th um, of this year. But that, so if you're a public servant, make sure your documents are correct. Make sure you're on the right payment plans, so that in 10 years you can get those loans forgiven. But let me go back. I'll get back to that. Hey, Bo One for Life, how are you doing this morning? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you this morning. I hope your day is going blessed. But back to my financial aid story, okay? So what ended up happening was, okay, it's the end of semester, and I know I had to pay some of this financial aid back. Maybe it was like $1,500 or whatever. And this is years ago, okay? I was at a university, and so you get more financial aid. You get loans and whatnot when you're going to a university. So that's what I was getting, loans. And student loans are financial aid, okay? So for those of you who were like, oh, I never got financial aid. If you get student loans, that's financial aid, okay? So there's that. All right. Okay. So anyway, so what happened was, and this is going to sound a little bit stereotyping, discriminating, but I'm young, and so I'm thinking um, a certain way. So it was, I went to financial aid. This is like almost near the ending of the semester, but I know I got to take care of this before the next semester. And I know right at that time I was in fall semester, and the next semester would be spring. I am doing good. I am doing good. I am doing so good. Boat One for Life. I'm doing great. So I go to financial aid, and thankfully nobody. The line isn't long, because the line is always long at financial aid, right? So I go to financial aid, and I go to speak to someone, and she tells me, "Oh well, we could just take it out of basically." After I finish my spiel of all my hardships and my woe is me story, because I always got a woe is me story, right? Shout out to my mom, who always taught me to never take no for an answer. Never take no for an answer, especially when you're advocating for yourself. Always speak to the next person in line. So, or the next person, uh, go through the chain of command and speak to everybody, and until you get, the answer you want, or until you exhausted all possibilities. So she said, "Oh, well, we could take it out of your financial aid next semester." And I'm like, shoot, I need that. I use that money to commute. I use that money to buy books. I use that money to help, get me through the semester. I couldn't afford to be shy $1,500. So at this point, I was speaking to a white woman, right? And I was like, shoot, let me speak to your supervisor. I'm always gonna ask to speak to somebody's supervisor, right? Okay, you heard? Shoot, I get that from my mama and my godmother. Rest in peace, Debbie Renee Tubbs. They're gonna ask to speak to your supervisor in a heartbeat. Okay, so so I asked to speak to a supervisor, and it's a black lady, and I said, "Oh, here we go," because you know, in my at that time, I felt like black people try to overdo their jobs, or always gonna, and then sure enough, that's who I was, always sticking to the letter of the line. This is the rules. Stick to the rules. I've been like that as well, and I had to learn to humble myself and stop trying to make life difficult for people. Like, if you're that type of person, if you're at work, be that person that helps others. Don't break the rules and don't risk your job and don't be foolish. But at the same time, don't try. I'm in the kitchen, y'all. Now I'm making eggs. Huh? I can't even understand you, child, and I'm online. Mm. All right. So I'm boiling eggs this morning. I'm gonna have a light breakfast. But yeah, so I go to the next person. It's a black lady. I tell my story all over again, and she looks at me, and she said, "Hmm." Then she says, "Well, what are you getting into when you graduate? Like, what type of field you going into?" And I said, "Well," and I probably was talking too much because you guys know I'm a yapper, and I probably went around about and told her this and told her that. But basically, I told her that I was looking to go into probation. I was going to be a probation officer. And she was like, well, there's this loan we have. And um, I was a California student. I don't know if they still have these loans, but if you're at the university level in California, I'm sure they still have it. She said, we got this loan called the Perkins loan, and I think you could qualify for it. And the good thing about it is, she said, by you going into public service, you can get this loan forgiven. And I was wanted to cry. She said, so I'm going to give you a loan right now that's going to pay back that $1,500 you own. Plus, it's going to give you an extra $1,500 for Christmas because it was, like I said, it was fall. It was the end of the fall semester. So we're almost at Christmas. I think we're in December. So she gave me a loan that took care of that $1,500 that I owed. Plus, it gave me an extra $1,500, right? And it meant that I had an extra uh, amount the next semester, right? Maybe it was $1,000 extra I got the next semester, y'all. Hey, how you doing, sis? Good morning, girl. Let me tell y'all something. No, let me stop. I'm not gonna be extra this morning, but yo, you are not playing with the game. I want to see what your YouTube which I know those YouTube dollars making sense. And you know what? You earn every penny of it. You get on here and you support everybody. That's first of all. You are working nonstop and supporting everybody else, and you're giving people what they want. You're giving the people what they want. So I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy to be aligned with a go-getter like you, a money getter, money. But I'm good this morning. I'm just feeling a little. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so I'm not going live with the video camera this morning. On you guys know when I don't feel good, I don't turn on the video camera, or when I'm looking a mess, when I'm looking busted and disgusted, and I don't feel like doing nothing that day, and I just feel like chilling. I won't turn on the video camera, or I could be in the middle of something. I don't know, but today is going to be a chill day for me. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just taking the girls to school and picking them up. I'm not doing nothing. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. So I wish I could remember her name because she had a weird name. But needless to say, that loan did get forgiven. That was my first loan to get forgiven, the Perkins loan, because I was working as a probation officer. And every year they take a percentage off, I think. And then not me working, me being busy, and me just being a consummate procrastinator. I wouldn't always turn in my documents as I should. And finally, I just did turn in everything. And by the time I turned in everything, I had been working enough time to get that loan forgiven. So if you're going into teaching, if you're working in law enforcement, there's so many different jobs that you can do. If you're a public servant, you'll know if you're a public servant. You work a thankless job helping the public. So any of those jobs, you can get your loans forgiven after 10 years. The Perkins loan, I think it's before 10 years. And don't think to yourself, 10 years, 10 years is a long time. Let me tell you something. Within 20 years, I've lost people I loved. I've had 3 children. I started a career, retired from that career. I've, you know, grew up and learned so much. So that time is going to pass by anyway. It's going to fly by. And before you know it, and you can change jobs. You don't have to be at the same job. Just make sure, like I said, you keep all your documents in order. Make sure wherever job you're at, that they sign that paperwork. Because I'm a government employee, they stayed on top of that. They even emailed us regularly to let us know about the different changes with the with the student loan forgiveness. What actually happened with me is I had been off work having babies or whatever. So I think it has to be 10 years that you're on the on an income based repayment plan, um, or something like that. I forget how it goes, but whatever it was, when Biden came into office, he changed some things. So people were saying, why didn't he forgive these loans? He should have forgave the loans. But for some people, you were able to get your loan forgiven. And if you paid your loans for 10 consecutive years or 10 years, even if you were on an income-based repayment plan and your payment that you had to pay was zero, you still qualify. So leave it to MMG, leave it to the mommy money getter. I'm always going to get in where I fit in some kind of way. And my last few months at work, that's what I was on the whole time. I was making sure that my loans got forgiven. And I think, and again, I thought that I thought I wouldn't qualify years before. Uh, One of my attorney friends was telling me about. He said, "Yeah, this was like in 2007." He said, "Yeah, if you work for," he said, "from your what you do, if you do that for 10 years, um, you could get your loans forgiven." And I'm like, "What?" Because I had never heard of it, and I thought he was just. He said, "Yeah, I don't know all the details. It was just something that started in 2007, and mind you, I had already been working as a probation officer for a few years, so." I was just like, what? I knew that my Perkins loan was getting forgiven, but I thought I was going to have these loans to the day I passed away, okay? Uh, I was like, I was ducking and dodging those loans, like paying them here, getting forbearance here, getting getting a deferment there. I'm like, shoot. Somebody said one time, student loans are to be managed, not paid off. But depending on how much you owe, pay them things off. But I owed a lot. I owed a lot because I went as far as my master's, so I owed like 175. No, like 165. That's a lot of money. That's a house. That's about two, three foreign cars. And your girl got it all forgiven. Thank God. Thank God for that blessing. That was like one of my hugest blessings. Like, just imagine every time you look at your credit score, right? You got those student loans just staring you in the face. 165K and growing. So anyway, I'm telling all my business to y'all. I need to go to sleep. Um, but this is gonna help somebody. But anyway, so I wanted those things off my credit. I wanted that from out over my head. And so what I ended up doing was I finally stayed on the line because around this time, I think it's like 2020, 2021, 2021, when Biden got into office, he changed some things and he made it, he couldn't forgive the loans, but what he could do is make it easier for those who have been in repayment status to get their loans forgiven. And that's what you basically had to be. And I was in repayment status and I still didn't think I had a lot of time. And another thing that I didn't do, I didn't have my loans consolidated. So only some of it would have been forgiven. But the changes that he made, and you could only do it for that year. I think from 2021 to 2020. I think it was only a short period of time where you could get in on that. I don't remember the specifics. A lot has happened since 2022. A lot has happened. And my memory normally serves me really well, but right now it's not. I have not been up all day. Girl, what do I look like, a dope fiend? Like, come on now, sis. I ain't been up all night. I've been up since 4 a.m. though. And yes, I did go to bed like at 10 something, 11. And then for some reason, that little spoiled brat of mine was creeping around my room. Listen, she should know by now not to creep around my room, because one thing happened one time. I don't even want to tell y'all. Y'all would think I'm crazy, but I just woke up and I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Go to sleep. It's like 11 something. I'm like, what are you doing up? Because I'm like halfway woken up. And then what happened was I was walking to my bathroom in the dark, and I felt somebody behind me. When I turned on the light, I'm half awake, and I turned around and it's her. And I'm like, girl, go to bed. What are you doing creeping around my room at this time? She's like, mom, I wasn't. But I'm like half asleep. I'm like, girl, I just thought that was so funny. But anyway, I got, y'all, this month is going so well for me. I'm sorry I'm going back and forth, but yesterday, like that's what I'm saying about this is what all this is about. Like me learning to be humble and to help people. Just like that lady did. I cannot remember her name. I wish I could remember her name. She said she was from Alabama, and her mother and her father always taught her, if you can do anything to help somebody, help them. Help them. And that's what Yo-Yo has been doing. She has been helping other content creators. She's always sending me nuggets, emailing me, telling me different things. If you can help somebody, help them. That's how I get my blessings. That's how I got blessed last year. That's how I'm getting blessed this year. This is a very fruitful year for me. Praise God. And so I've been running back and forth, sending documents, doing this and doing that. And your girl is tired. But today I'm taking a break. But yeah, yesterday I was so excited. Um, like I couldn't go to sleep. And I was like, dang, what's wrong? Why I can't go to sleep? Like, I just wasn't feeling good. Like I was just like feeling like my chest was pitter pattering. Like, but I was excited. It wasn't worry. It wasn't anxiety. It was excitement, right? It was excitement. And it's like I was a kid on the on Christmas Eve, right? So yes, back to my financial aid story. So yeah, I don't know. I forgot all the details, guys, of what all I had to do. All I know is that I was sending documents, faxing, and sending things to my job to make sure that they signed it. They signed it willingly without any issues. I know some people job, because I go to Facebook about everything. For anything you can think of, there's a Facebook group. So I belong to the Public Service Loan Forgiveness group. If you're a public servant, go to the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Facebook group. It's a lot of people on there, and they're going to answer all your questions and tell you what you need to do and whatever. So you have to have a certain amount of months in repayment status. I think it was 120 months. That's 10 years times 12 months, 120 months. And I was like, oh, I don't have it. I just knew I didn't have it. I just knew I didn't have it. But your girl had 135. So a lot of people, but remind you, I never really paid. I was in income-based repayment, honey. So my payment was always zero. All right. So a lot of people got checks back because of their loans getting forgiven. If you had an excess of 120 months, what was ever over that, if you're in repayment status, you got that back. So people were getting like $3,000 checks, and you got a check per month. So if you had 15 months over what you needed, if you had 120 months and you had 130, you needed 120 months, but if you had 135 months, if you were in repayment status and you were actually making payments, you got those 15 months back. But the 15 months didn't come all in one check. It came in 15 different checks. So people were getting 15 checks for $200 and different stuff like that. It was a time. Yes, amen. Praise God. Praise God, sis. And listen, So I didn't get one of those checks, but I was just so happy that I didn't have to wait any longer because it takes time for them to calculate it. It takes time. I'm just watching my account every day, seeing if they got to me because it's a process. And some people, it took them a year to go through the process to get all of their documents turned in, to get everything calculated correctly. I think it took me 6 months. 6 months, okay? Because as they're doing it, once they get everything calculated, then it has to go through something else. Um, and then it takes a while. But because I had the same employer, that helped my situation, and also because my employer is the government. Because some people work at they're public servants, but they don't work for like they work in they maybe they're teachers. I don't know what they were doing. Maybe they volunteer, or maybe they work for like nonprofits, because I believe you can work for some nonprofits as well. Like, you don't necessarily have to be working for the government. So some people were working for nonprofits, and like I said, some people follow the letter of the law. And if you were working part-time, they're not going to give you full credit because you had to be working full time for 10 years in repayment status, right? Full time as a public servant for 10 years of repayment status. And it could be income based repayment. It doesn't have to be you're actually paying a dollar amount. If your income based repayment is $0 and that's what you were supposed to pay, then that's what you're supposed to pay. And you got to recertify every year for those income based repayments. It's a lot of paperwork and it's a lot of things to keep up with, but if you do it, it's worth it. Now, I wasn't consistent in the things that I did, but I finally got, my stuff together. Okay? I finally got it together, turned in all my documents up, got, because I'm at work now on company time. No, I'm just playing. Copying and faxing and uploading and emailing. And I got that stuff together. And so I think that was maybe April, maybe by June, maybe by I don't know. I don't know. I can say in 2022 April I started working on it, and everything was done by October of 22, and then everything was forgiven. I got my letter. Oh my gosh, that was like one of the best days of my life. I've had some major wins in life, I can say. I think back over my life and I've had some major wins. I've had people to help me. I have people to come through for me and support me. I've had people to go above and beyond um, to make sure that I could get ahead. And that's just me praying. Definitely, first of all, me praying, me helping others. Because, like I said, I've always been the type that's been very dogmatic and to the letter of the law. But I've also been the type, and I'm still that type, that if God blesses me, I gotta bless somebody else. I'm gonna donate to charities. I'm going to donate to GoFundMe's. I'm going to uh, do different things for people. I'm not going to ever be that one that's going to get blessed and just hold it all and be like, oh, this is just for me and my kids. Because, you know, that's just not who I am. My name is Charity, for crying out loud. I hated that name growing up. What's good, Dora? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having a great morning. God bless you. But my grandfather used to sit me down all the time. Charity, do you know why I gave you that name, Charity? And I'm like, he'd be like, come here, sit down. And he would read me Corinthians 2:13. And I'm sitting there as a little kid, like so bored to tears, not wanting to hear none of that stuff. But he was yapping to me, yapping. Okay? And that's why I say yap away to your kids. Yap away and encourage. Yap away and nurture. Yap away. I don't care if you feel like you're talking too much. Words matter. The power of the tongue is life or death, okay? You can speak life into someone. You can encourage someone. You can tell somebody something that's going to help them by talking. So don't be shy to talk. Don't be shy to talk. And you may think that people are not listening, but people hear you. That's why words matter. People say, "Oh, sticks and stone may break my bones, but words will never hurt." Words sting. Words have power. You can hit somebody and they will heal from that. And once they heal and it doesn't hurt anymore, they won't remember it unless they look down at the scar, and it may occur to them, right? But most of the time, people can get over old wounds. But it's the things that you say. And that's why I try to just leave people alone rather than curse them or rather than give them a piece of my mind. I will leave you alone. Number one, because I'm not getting on my hands and knees and praying and asking forgiveness for no man. I'm not. I'm not. Not because of something you said to me or did to me. I'm going to let God handle you. He can handle you far better than I can. And I'm going to tell you something. Just as much as I have been blessed, I have seen God handle people. He has handled me. That's why I don't play with his kids. I know, shut up on him. Don't, you know, because he going to handle his handle. So I've seen them handle people who have done things against me and who have been against me. And I've also seen God be in my favor and allow people, like I said before, to support me and encourage me and to be there for me more times than I can count. So I've been blessed way more than I haven't been. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Father. But yeah, I'm telling you guys, and I'm all over the place. Talk to people because like I said, I haven't always been charitable and I haven't always been a nice girl. Like you do something to me, you done messed up, and I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back. And most of the ways I would get somebody back is reading them for filth. And my grandmother said, Charity, I don't know, it's a way about you. If you say something, she said, if you say something to somebody, you can get to the, you can get right down to it. You can hurt them. You can come with those daggers, and that's just me being. That's just me being a psychopath in some ways. I know what's gonna hurt you, and I know how to say it. And because I know that, I know I've learned to shut my mouth because I pay for that. That person don't pay for that. That person, people will hate you forever when you say certain things. I'm the type of person people have said things to me, hurtful things to me, and I've gotten over and I moved past it. But I've said things to people they probably hate me for the rest of my life for. Even though they started it with me, even though they said just as crazy stuff to me, they hate me to this day for it. Family, even. They're still mad at me. We talk now. We have whatever, but it's people that still are mad about things I said 20, 30 years ago. And they forgot what they said. They forgot what they said. They forgot what they did. They even forgot that they started it, that they came for me and I finished them. Hey, Crystal, good morning. Yes, he does move in mysterious ways. And he'll teach you. He will teach you. You're going to learn. My godmother used to say all the time, if you live, you will learn. And I've learned, like I said, not to curse people out because you're literally cursing them. When you curse somebody out, you're literally cursing them, and you're gonna boomerang those curses on you. I'm learning now not to just block people and not to just be like, you know, wipe my hands at people because I do that in a heartbeat. Instead of cursing you out and having to pray and ask for forgiveness, I will cut you off and never speak to you again. And I promise I will not have no problem forgetting you exist. That's hard for me because once I get there, it's hard for me to even care about you anymore. And God wants us to love. So I'm trying to figure out a way to where I don't allow people look at me, where I don't let people get under my skin like that. Because I told y'all a couple months ago, I blocked my whole family. I was so depressed this summer. I was already not feeling well mentally for whatever reason. And just for people in my family to do certain things to bring drama to me, to speak on me in a certain way, it just really pissed me off. And then my mom, the way she handled it, she pissed me off too. My mom is probably listening, but God was just like, let it go, because I was tossing and turning. I was constantly dreaming of my family, and I just started praying for them. And God said, I know they hurt you, but I want you to let it go, because I don't want you to be hurt. I don't want you to walk around hurt. And I can do something with your hurt. I can heal you of that hurt, but I want you to let it go. And I was just like so resistant to that because I didn't want to let it go. I don't even know why I was really as mad as I was, but the more I held on to it and refused to let it go, the more that I didn't talk to my mom, because I was prepared to talk to none of them again. I was prepared to just like I said, if I get mad, if I get to feeling a certain way, I'm not cussing you, I'm blocking you, and I'm cutting you off, and you are no longer to me. Um, and these are people that I love and care about. So you got a blessing. That's what I'm talking about, Crystal. That happened to me. I'm sitting at Cheesecake Factory paying all this money for cheesecake. My kids just ordering everything on the menu. And I'm like, let me check my bank account. And listen, I had a paycheck that wasn't supposed to be there. God is good. God is good all the time. Listen, sometimes I say, you know what? I feel like something coming in the mail. I go to my mailbox that week. I've done that several times, Crystal. Praise up for blessings. Who else got a praise report? Comment below. It didn't say that a few minutes ago. Praise God. Oh my God. Listen, listen. God don't come when you want to. He come when he needs to. When he gets ready. Praise God for that blessing. You still have stuff pending and it was more money. Amen. Amen. So yeah, guys, I did that live and I was like, ugh, take it down. You should take it down. So I put it private. And then my daughter said she wanted to hear it. She wanted to hear it. So she heard it. She was like, Mama, I think I was being convicted by my own feelings. God wasn't convicting me. Sometimes that can happen, right? Especially if you pray and if you do things with the wrong intention, even if you're doing nothing wrong. If you have bad intentions, then you are wrong, right? Or you could be doing something and you're completely innocent, but if you feel guilty about doing it, such as like some people feel like they shouldn't eat pork, or some people feel like they shouldn't do certain things, and God said it's good for you to have anything. Was wrong is the things that come out of your mouth, like me cursing people out. That's wrong. Like I can eat anything I want to eat. There's nothing bad as long as you bless it. If you prayed over your food, then you could eat it. But some people feel like they shouldn't eat pork for religious reasons or for whatever reason. And if they feel that way, then it is wrong for them to do it. And it's actually wrong for you to eat pork in their presence. If somebody tells you I don't eat pork because of my religion and you eat pork in front of them, you're actually sinning. If somebody tells you I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, don't smoke in front of them. If somebody tells you I don't drink anymore, don't drink in front of them, because that's something that they're struggling with. And even though you might have a handle on your drink and you're not an alcoholic, you may drink every blue moon, you got to think about that person next to you who is struggling, right? I love me some cheesecake too. Like, honey, if I'm going to cheat anytime soon, it's going to be on that pineapple upside down cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory. For real. But no, I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to break. When I say that, I feel like I doubt myself, but I got to say it and I got to believe it and I got to hold on to that. I'm month 3 clean eating, Crystal. Month 3 of eating clean. I The longest I ever ate clean was for 2 months, and that was like 12 years ago. So I've always come back to eating clean, and maybe I'll do it for a week, or maybe I'll do it for 2 weeks, and I'll lose some weight, and I feel really good, mind, body, and spirit. I feel super good. but I always gave in to my cravings. And I have the most voracious sweet tooth. So, like, man, I get two cheesecakes and I tear them up, both of them, right then and there. I do not play. So, um, for my health reasons, I had to knock that off because I was out of hand. I was really out of hand. And now I'm trying to get back in hand. So, no cheesecake for me. And I can have cheesecake. I can have whatever I want to eat. Whatever I want to eat, I could literally have. But I'm choosing not to have that. I'm choosing my health over my flesh, over my desires. I'm choosing to discipline myself so that one day when I want a cheesecake, it won't take two to satisfy me. I could eat a half of one, or I can eat some of it and I'd be like, ooh, that's sweet. Or just take two bites. I want to be a two-bite girly. I want to be a two-cookie shorty, some people are like, oh, just give me one, please. Or no, I need the whole sleeve of Oreos, but I want to get to that point where I could just have like two or three Oreos and I'm cooked good. And that's all because I'm just breaking the. When I went to the doctor appointment yesterday, I stepped on that scale. I was like, "Where, Lord? I need to lose more weight." The scale said 167. You know, I've lost 34 pounds eating clean, and then like this last 2 weeks, I'm still eating clean, still not eating the junk food, but like I feel like the grapes have a lot of sugar, and I've been putting those grapes down. Like I ate a lot of grapes, and the more sugar I eat, the more I feel like I eat, right? Because sugar makes you want to eat more sugar, and it actually messes with your blood sugar so that you want to eat more. So I have to, do away with the grapes for a while, and even the raisins. I'm gonna cut out fruit for a few days until I can get my appetite regulated a little bit better because I had got to the point where I could eat and I'll be full and satisfied. And then, like I noticed these last 2 weeks, I was eating a lot more. So yesterday I only ate one meal. Um, I was gonna do that today, but I'm hungry. So I'm gonna I'm gonna have few boiled eggs this morning. Get my protein in. Start your day off with protein, guys. Don't eat the cereal. Don't eat the bread. Don't eat the drink. I know like some of you like coffee. If you gotta have your coffee, have your coffee. But eat some eggs with your coffee, and have a steak and eggs and coffee. Have some scrambled eggs with with some sausage. Like I like to take ground turkey and put sage in it and different seasonings, so you can have some turkey and eggs in the morning. Turkey, sausage, and eggs. Um, I know some of you guys still like bacon, but bacon and eggs is better than a Danish and coffee or like something like that. So get your protein in first because it's going to help you to stay full longer, and it's also going to be better for you to lose weight. Protein is muscle. And if you do the carbs, even if you do like, I know a lot of people like to do the protein shakes. I feel like that's like fake food and it has a lot of different stuff in it. So that's why I don't do protein shakes. I rather eat my calories anyway. So yeah. You usually have boiled eggs. Good morning, Jackie. I am well. Thank you for tuning in this morning. I hope you're doing good. You guys, I know sometimes you're in the bushes, but please hit my like button for me. I appreciate that. Oh, you don't eat cereal? Good. You just sub. You want to hear more about this topic? That's what's good. I'm glad you're good. Are you at work this morning, Jackie? Um, what I have been having is, and I had to cut that out too because it was getting out of hand. I was eating golden potatoes every day, right? I would drizzle them in olive oil, season them with the cowboy seasoning, that Kinder's cowboy seasoning. Y'all, if you haven't tried that out yet, you can put it on steak, you can put it on French fries. It is so good. So I would lightly season my golden potatoes, chop them up, put them in the air fryer, scramble 2 eggs, put salsa, put some avocado, and That's a lot of calories in that, but I was still losing weight, and it keep me like if I eat a potato bowl, it'll keep me from morning. Like if I did it at 9, I'm good to like 1 or 2, honestly. And Greek yogurt, the plain stuff, no granola. The granola is a lot of sugar as well. And I found out that oatmeal and cereals just are not good for you to lose weight. I like oatmeal for like the fiber content though. So, but if you're gonna eat the oatmeal, eat it for lunch. Don't eat it for breakfast, and eat it with protein. But definitely, I like eggs, but I try not to eat eggs every day for cholesterol. I'm just trying to get to the point where I'm eating um, food that tastes good, food that I enjoy eating, but food in its natural state as much as possible, and food that I've cooked. So even if I do have a cookie, I want it to be a cookie that I baked from scratch. Even if I do have bread, I want it to be bread that I made, that I know what's in it. They have it at Walmart, and I just went to Sam's Club this weekend, Jackie, and I got a larger size. I got so many seasonings. I got more seasonings than I got food. But I love to season my food. I have a lot of different powders and herbs that I also use to season my food as well. But um, and then if you get different blends, sometimes they have less salt than Lawry's, and they have less salt than white salt. So I try to get different blends to season my food with, so I can minimize the sodium intake. But yes, that's good. And like I said, you want to eat the food that you like. You don't want to eat something that's foreign to you that you got to learn to love, right? Like I realized I don't like romaine lettuce, but I would always eat it because it's better for you. But I don't like it. What else don't I like? Like fruit is kind of hard for me to eat. And that's because of years of me eating chocolate and junk food. And I stopped eating fruit because fruit has a lot of sugar. If you, just like if you drink alcohol, like especially alcohol has a lot of sugar in it. So if you drink a lot of alcohol, usually people who drink a lot of alcohol, they don't tend to like sweets because they got a lot of sweet in like their beer and stuff like that. It takes a lot of sugar to make vodka and stuff like that. Um, if you go to my Sam's Club haul, the last long video I did, you will see it on there. That's, so you can see what it looks like. It's by Kinders or Kinders. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And it has like a blue label on it, and it's called Cowboy Seasoning. My daughter found out about it on TikTok, and she was making steak one day, and she used it for that. I already had steak seasoning, but she used that instead and made, and her steak was so bomb. She grilled it on the barbecue grill, and oh my gosh, it was so good. She used that, and maybe she used some butter or something like that also, and she grilled her steak. Yeah, it's really good. But I use a little of it. I make some ground beef taco seasoning, and like that's a good thing that you can have too. Like a lot of people don't realize that, but tacos are good on the diet. Like ground beef, taco seasoned meat. You can pour that taco meat on some potatoes and put all your fixings, and you got a winner. I got some taco meat in there right now. I don't know if I have golden potatoes, but I'm gonna air fry some golden potatoes later. So I got my day planned out. I'm gonna eat some boiled eggs this morning, and a little later on, maybe like what's it 9? I'll probably eat those eggs at 10. Maybe like 3, maybe like 4. I'm gonna smash that potato bowl, and I'm gonna drink a bunch of water. So you get your protein in that potato bowl. You got your avocado, you got your salsa. You know, you can put sour cream on it if you want to. Go ahead and put that sour cream. I don't drink soda, so I can have the extras. I can have my butter and I can have my cheese, and without feeling guilty about it. I'm not drinking soda intently because I don't want the bloated feeling. and I don't want the extra calories. I'm not drinking juice, so I can have fruit. I can have a big bowl of grapes because that's all the sugar I probably had that day. So you got to do things like that so that you can still lose weight and still feel satisfied and not feel like you're being, not feel as if you're being too restricted. And this way that I'm eating, I just was like, this is not a diet, that whole spiel. It's a lifestyle change, but not even that. It's more so about disciplining myself and then and creating new habits that I can live with. Because the ones before I couldn't live with it because it was harming me, one, and two, I didn't like what I was doing. You eat the food and you feel the guilt after. Now I don't feel guilty after I eat because I know I put good things into my body, and I've always wanted to be this girly. Have you guys ever read the book Atomic Habits? Um, that's one thing I learned. I didn't finish the book. I need to finish it. But Atomic Habits is all about creating the person that you want to be and telling yourself who you are. Like, I started telling myself 2 years ago, I'm a healthy person, right? And for 2 years, I was eating the house. I was eating everything. Like, if you would see my big banking statements, all the fast food we ate and all the eating out we did, we just eating out every day. Like, what are we going to eat today? Okay, Wingstop, cool. What are we going to eat today? Like, I wasn't cooking and I was feeling horrible and feeling tired and all of those things. And now, that's different. I still don't feel like 100%, but I do feel a lot better. So, but anyway, Atomic Habits is about creating the you that you want to be. And you start telling yourself that. Even before I started reading that book, when I quit smoking, and I had never heard about Atomic Habits, I just instinctively knew to tell myself that I no longer smoke cigarettes and that God had taken cigarette smoking from me, and that if I continue to smoke, it would be because I was deciding to do that on my own. So it took me 2 years. Mind you, I have been a smoker for almost 30 years, and it took me a good 2 years to completely stop because just like with clean eating, when it came to smoking cessation, I would smoke for a couple of months and then quit for about 6 months. And then I would smoke again for a month and then quit again for 3 months. And I did that dance for about 2 years. And then finally I said, okay, I had enough. It's affecting my health. I don't like the way cigarette smoke smells. I'm spending $10 a pack. Like, my habit was like $150 a month on cigarettes alone. That's what, $1,800 a year on a bad habit that is going to affect my health, right? So finally, I said, I'm not going to smoke anymore. I do not smoke cigarettes. I just kept telling myself that until finally I no longer smoke cigarettes. Did the same thing with alcohol. I wasn't drinking a lot. I was drinking here and there, but I kept telling myself, you don't need alcohol to feel at ease or to celebrate occasions. You can celebrate occasions without alcohol. You don't need it. So finally, I stopped that. Stopping alcohol was a lot easier because, um, like I said, I had all, and with the same thing though, when I found that I was drinking more than I wanted to, then I would quit drinking for like, okay, I'm not going to drink this month at all, or I'm not going to bring in the new year at all with drinking. And then maybe I won't have a drink until my birthday. My birthday's in February. So I would do that and I would just go like months without drinking at all until finally it was my birthday. That was the last time I had a drink. And I said, I don't need to do this anymore. So this year I'm 3 years smoke free and 2.5, as of this month, 2.5 years alcohol free. And then I'm excited that this birthday I would have been eating clean for 7 months. So that's my goal. That's my goal. My goal was to make it 30 days eating clean before I cheated. Then I got to 30 days and I said, okay, go two more. Then I was watching this pastor or religious speaker, Stephanie Ike Okafor. I may be screwing up her name. Forgive me if I am. But I was listening to her, and she was saying one of y'all has a problem with food addiction and eating sweets, and you need to go a whole year without eating sweets. I'm like, dog on it. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Like, can I go a whole year, the cake monster, the cookie monster, the sweet tooth queen? Can I go a whole year and not have any sweets? No hot fries, no soda, no nothing. Y'all. And that's probably why I was struggling this summer. I was struggling. Because normally when I get stressed, I go get me something to eat. Or no, no, for real though. I'm just used to eating whatever I want to. And not only did I have to deal with the stress and strife of family dysfunction, but I also was on this new lifestyle change. And if you're used to eating whatever you want, that's a big thing to not be able to eat. Not that you couldn't eat whatever you want, but to be disciplining yourself to change your diet. That's a big step. Don't let anybody tell you that it isn't. And that's why when people have weight loss surgery, they have to go 6 months before they have to lose like 10 pounds so that they can get used to the ideal of changing their eating habits. And they have to get counseling because that's going to be a mind, your mind is going to be blown when you have that weight loss surgery and you go to eat a hamburger and you can't make it through the first bite. So if you're tired and you're used to snacking be in front of the TV and going to sleep with a little popcorn and you change from doing that, then it's gonna be like, wait a minute, something missing. Like if you're like me, you're used to running your errands. Okay, I'm used to running my errands and going to pick up some food and coming home with it for me and the kids. Because after I run errands all day, I'm not going to cook. And let me just go ahead and stop by Chick-fil-A. Guys, what you guys want? Chick-fil-A? What you want? You want something from McDonald's? You know, real bum stuff. I'm not calling anybody who's doing that a bum, by the way. I'm just saying I was, me. And now I cook. Now I cook. So, and now I have gotten to the point where I've had to remind myself to cook my food, make sure I have food because I'll go too long without eating because I got to actually cook. And I've gotten to the point where I can make meals that I can eat for 2 or 3 days. So I'm good to go on that. And I have easy and simple things that I cook that I can, so that I'm not binging. Because if you go too long without eating and you're a person like me, then you run the risk of binge eating. So, but yeah, guys, we're going into hour two, and I talked a lot about a lot of different stuff. I hope you guys got something out of it. The main thing being God is good, number one. Number two, don't stress over no mess, over nobody. If somebody is doing you wrong, honey, God already took care of them. And number three, advocate for yourself. Don't take no for an answer. If you need a pivot from a job, from a marriage, from a house, from a location, from your family, I don't care what it is. Don't let somebody stress you out. Move on if you need to. Pray for them. Be at peace always. As far as it is up to you, be at peace in all things. Anything that you do. And if you can't be at peace, make a change. Start changing. And if you want to change who you are, if you want to change your eating habits, if you want to break a bad habit, just start telling yourself that you are this new person. I am now the health nut, okay, that I've always aspired to be. I'm now one of those healthy girlies who watches what she eats and who is disciplined enough to drink water and make sure that she has vitamins and nutrients and stuff because this is my body. Can't nobody else take care of my body but me. And these doctors, they're just gonna throw you medicine. Oh, take this, take that, or give you surgery. They're gonna do the quick fixes. They're not going to work with you and war with you. Only you can do that. I don't care if you take the GLP-1s. I don't care if you get the weight loss surgeries. You still got to deal with your mindset. That's why so many people gain that weight back when they take those steps. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, you got to learn your body, you got to learn your mind, you got to learn what makes you tick, and you got to deal with that. Not even just people being on weight loss drugs or doing the weight loss surgery. People who are, like, for years I smoked cigarettes. For years, I overate. It's people that's abusing pain pills. It's people that are on psychotropic medications. It's people who are on drugs because they can't deal with their own self. You got to deal with you. Hey Patrick, how you doing? The seasoning is cowboy seasoning, Crystal. It's called cowboy seasoning. I got it from Walmart. Patrick, don't start none, don't be none. Don't come in here with no mess now. I don't know if I'm misreading that, but for real, like, I don't got time. For real. And hit my like button. Please hit the like button. Um, but let's move on to something else. We talked about mindset. We talked about you know, being there for others and supporting others the same way we want to be encouraged and supported. And let's do that. Let's stay on that. But also, like, look at all the stuff that's going on in the world. It's crazy. Like, I said I'm gonna stay off my cell phone and only upload. I'm only gonna be uploading content and responding to and engaging that way and engaging with people who engage with me. But as far as um, like scrolling and going outside of that, I want to get out of that. I got stuff to do anyway, but I want to get out of that because it's just too much going on in this world. Like, they're constantly shooting up the schools. One caveat: before you drop your kids off at school, tell them you love them. Tell them you love them and pray for them and pray for all the kids at the school. Let's make sure we do that. You know, let's make sure we do that. But who was it? Somebody got unalived during his hate speech. What's his name? Let me look him up real quick. So that's what I'm talking about, putting things out into the world. Like, we're seeing that a lot lately, right? People putting negativity out into the world, and then them coming to their untimely demise. Charlie Kirk, and then President Trump gave him the Medal of Freedom. He was a racist. Are you kidding me? Trump, you are something else. Somebody, he gonna give him the Medal of Freedom. This guy was talking about how it's good to have a few unalivings a year so that for the good of gun rights. What kind of mess was that? Then he was talking about black people weren't smart enough to process uh, information. We weren't smart enough to go to Harvard. This is somebody who wasn't even educated. And I don't speak ill of the deceased. I don't. I don't. So I'm not going to go too far in that because, like I said, words have power. And look at this. He talked all this mess about black people, and one of his own got him in Utah, no less, while he was speaking out negatively about people. That's why we got to watch what we say, watch what we do, watch what we put out into the world, because whatever we put out is going to come back. So we got to watch out for that. But yeah, a lot of people were going back and forth about that. A lot of people were saying, oh, they don't feel bad, they don't have empathy for him. He was only 31 years old. He had a family. And I didn't know who he was, and I didn't listen to him. I wouldn't listen to somebody talking, speaking that kind of filth anyway. But oh, I'm reading that Cobb County bans additional requests for young thugs jail calls. I know he wished they would have did that a lot sooner. Hmm. So I know he wished they would have did that beforehand, but all his jail calls were released. Mm. Today is 9/11. 24 years since 9/11 happened. If you're from New York, if you were affected by that tragedy or this tragedy, my condolences to you. My thoughts and prayers are with you. I remember that day. I was actually in college um, when this happened. I remember it very well. I got up in bed because I had to be at class that morning, and I got up and my TV was on, and I saw. I think the news broke because it was all over the news everywhere, and then you saw that one plane had already hit Tower One, and then as I was watching, I watched as Tower Two hit because at first you was like, okay, was this just an accident? But I knew immediately. I'm like, no, a plane didn't just, you know, hit the tower by mistake. This didn't just happen by mistake. And then the second tower was hit, and I said, okay, this is terrorists. That's exactly what it was. And I also said, okay, you're not going to school today. I wasn't going to go anyway because I didn't know what was going on. And then later on, we heard about the incident that happened near the Pentagon. So everything was shut down that week. And I think this happened on, I want to say it happened on, let me see. Let's see. I'm on my other phone looking it up. What day was? Oh, that was a Tuesday. That was a Tuesday. I don't think we had school for the rest of that week. Because I used to have my classes set up all day Tuesday, all day Thursday, so I could study and be home with my kids those other 5 days. I wasn't trying to be at nobody's schoolhouse, okay, all week. But yes, that's the day that the world changed, and I think we still need to go back to locking down a little bit more because we start locking down, and you know, but now it's too many freedoms. America is too free, and our kids are paying the price for freedom. Anytime that somebody can go get an assault weapon and then go unalive or assault and attack several people at one time, that's a problem. That's an issue. Like um, no private person should have access to that. Those are things that the military should have, or even that law enforcement should have. Like private citizens should not have it. It should be automatically a felon to even be in possession of that, and it should have uh, stiff penalties for that. You should get 2 years on top if you are in possession of a semi-auto or one of those type of weapons like that. You should be able to get a lot of time for that because, you know, why should you need that? Why should you need that? And most of the time, people have that type of stuff. What ends up happening is they unalive themselves or somebody in their family. It's never an intruder, right? Or their kids get it and harm themselves or harm another child, or they're taking it to the school because you hear more about these school incidents than you do about, people protecting themselves. And then usually when people are using those their ground defenses or whatever, it's always like, okay, you could have just walked away. Why did you have to, unalive that person? Why did you have to do that? I don't know. This world is crazy. The crazy world that we live in. But yeah, um, let's watch what we say and let's watch what we put out into the world. You know, Peach McIntyre, another person spewing filth out in the atmosphere, and she lost big this week. She's always said that TikTok was one of her, that she preferred TikTok, that she loved being on TikTok, that she preferred TikTok over YouTube. She's always said that YouTube is her bigger bag, but she says she makes more money on TikTok because she's able to sell her classes on TikTok. She gets more sales on TikTok, right? She goes live on TikTok all day and she sells. And now she's not able to do that. And that's all because of her negativity. putting evil out in the world. I hope that she don't lose her YouTube. If she loses her YouTube, she loses her ability to provide for her family and keep her husband. Because I believe if she don't have money, Wood is not sticking around, or Wood is going back to his old behavior. He will be back out there, um, hoeing and going, honey. I really do believe that. He is not going to stick around and help Peach like he does. He's doing it because Peach is kicking him down and giving him money. I really do believe that because otherwise he wouldn't be there. Peach would be doing it all on her own. I'm sure he would help in some ways. I'm sure he would be there for his kids in some ways, but not like he's doing, not from sun up to sun down. He's doing it because she pays him to. So, and not only that, she got 9 kids. Like, she needs her content back. She needs it. It's like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And I've been talking about it all week because she did get her second page and she was getting it going, but they took that page from her too. You know, it's like, girl, I hate to see somebody be that pig-headed and that stubborn to not change their ways. But isn't that what Pharaoh did? God sent Moses to with plagues. He sent him. He turned the water to blood, and Pharaoh still wouldn't relent. He still wouldn't let them go, right? And that's how I feel like Peach is right now. No matter what God is showing her, no matter how much she loses, she feel like, oh, I'm gonna get on top. It's not karma. It's just adversity. She refuses to relent and change. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just couldn't be that type of person. I just couldn't tell people, I don't care if your child died. I couldn't be that type of person. You know, if I don't know you, then duh. Like, of course, I don't feel what you feel, but as a human being, I have empathy and sympathy for others because I put myself in other people's shoes. That's what empathy is. You can feel what somebody else would feel because you, although you're not going through it in that moment, you know how bad you would feel if that happened to you. And you feel and you compassion and you care about other people and you don't want to see them go through that because you think, wow, I know that must be devastating to you to lose a kid, right? That doesn't mean that you care like you're gonna be broken into up because it's not your child. Only a mother knows what it feels like to lose a child and how that hurts. If you're not a mom and you never lost a child, you don't know what that feels like. So, of course, you don't care like the woman who lost her child. Of course not. Right? So, yeah. But it don't take much to care about others. It really don't. It takes nothing to care and have compassion. Even if you don't care, or even if you don't have compassion, make sure you clean this out too. You can still, at a minimum, you can still encourage other people and give people condolences. I'm sorry you're going through that. You know, well, I know that must be hard for you to go through, but I know that your son will want you to be happy. And I know you may not be able to do that today. I know that you may not be feeling okay today, but just think of him and remember the good times and lean on God during your time of bereavement because he will help you get through that. That's it. That's it. And if people didn't feel care about people, Peach wouldn't be where she's at today, right? I'm gonna make honey chipotle wings today. That's what's on my mind. I'll probably make them tomorrow with this honey chipotle season. I bet you that's gonna be good. We also got that by Kinder, the honey chipotle. So, are you on break?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna make that too. But yeah, now I'm Getting ready to crack these eggs open because, yes, I am getting hungry by the minute. I think I ate last at 3 o'clock yesterday. So what is that? It's 9 now. Ooh. So it's been what? I ate at 3. No, I ate at 2:30. I ate at 2:30. And now it's like I wonder should I put some honey chipotle? I think I'm gonna put cowboy seasoning on my eggs. That's what I think I'm gonna do. Um, but yes, I ate at 2:30 yesterday. So 2:30 this morning would be 12 hours, and it is now 9:30 or almost 9:30. So it's been 20 hours since I ate. You know. So we're not gonna do one meal a day today. We maybe might do 2 meals a day. And my eggs, for once in their life, they're not all like you know how you try to. I only eat brown eggs. And brown eggs, those shells are hard. The shell is very hard on the brown egg, but I am getting it all today without breaking my egg up. I hate when I do that. I usually like to put a little salt in my water. It's supposed to help with that. Some people say put vinegar in your water too, and it helps the eggs, the shells come off the eggs clean. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. I got my Walmart order in. Ooh, look at that. Maybe I didn't add enough salt previously. And maybe I didn't let them cool enough. I don't know. But my eggs came out perfect today. Now, if I really wanted to be a winner chicken dinner, I would crack open some tuna and eat some tuna with these eggs. Let me see. I might just do that. Let me see. Do I have any tuna? I hope this tuna is something good, because, y'all, nope, it's not any good. I can't even tell you the last time I ate tuna until just recently. I started buying tuna again, but the tuna that I have, it had been here for a while because I don't really eat canned goods, and really I haven't been cooking, right? So, yeah, I gotta go get some more tuna. I don't have any tuna. And I gotta probably throw away all my canned goods. That's crazy. I waste so much food, guys, by not cooking. Or I used to waste so much food. And I wanted some tuna. Let me look. Oh, I need to clean out my pantry. Oh my goodness. I bet you none of this stuff is any good because, like I said, I don't cook. Or I wasn't cooking like that. Y'all, look. I got chunk chicken. Oh, that's good until 26. Oh. Y'all, I got Spam in here. Is this Spam any good? It's all says February 26th, so I must have bought it all at the same time. What I usually do sometimes is I just go buy canned goods. Oh, there's that Zatarans. I was looking for you, too. Oh, I got raisins. Shut the front door. Okay, I'm going to make some, I said I wasn't going to have raisins today, but... Oh, these raisins, they sound like they might be stale. You hear them? Let me see. Yeah, these raisins are stale. That's crazy. And I just bought them, but I'm gonna throw them away. But yeah, I wanted to eat some tuna. Just like on the side of my eggs. I was going to take some eggs and make some tuna. But, okay, yeah. It says Best Buy 6/15/25. So I may have bought this in 24 or 23. I'm not sure. So my mom was like, you can still eat that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that stuff. Listen, if they put an expiration date on those eggs or on the canned goods, it's there for a reason. I'm not going to eat expired food. I'm not. Get somebody else to do that. But yes, tuna. That's what I meant to do. Tuna has every can only 100 calories, 23 grams of protein. So if you eat a can of tuna and you cut up some eggs, eggs have like what 6 grams of protein. So if you take 2 eggs, can of tuna, that's 35 grams of protein. Easy peasy, right? And if you want to put mayonnaise or mustard, you can. If you don't. Season it up and eat that if you like tuna. If you don't like tuna, I don't know what to tell you, but those are the kinds of things I eat. I also eat like salmon. Like I've been eating salmon all week. I've been eating seafood all week. But today I got 4 eggs. Lots of cholesterol. But only 24 grams of protein. I got 4 eggs. I'm hungry, but I'm going to drink a bunch of water. That's going to help with the protein. I mean, with the cholesterol. I hope. I hope. But yes. Yes. Um, what are we going on? An hour and a half? What else did I want to talk about that's going on in the world? Because I did say hot topics. I said morning motivation and hot topics. Please hit my like button for me, guys. I hate to keep asking that, but I know sometimes you guys come in and you forget to hit like. I know I do that sometimes. So when the host says hit my like button, I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't hit it. And then I hit it. And I like it for them at that time. Today I posted a new video. It's only 4 minutes. If you can, check that out. And comment and let me know what you think I should do, because I did I'm going to get my hair braided this weekend. I got to take the braids I got in my hair down. So I'm about to do that in a little bit. But, ooh, I only got one view. And I uploaded that 1 hour and 39 minutes ago. What? Uh-uh. Y'all go watch my last video that I just uploaded. And comment which color braids you think I should get. Or which color braids you think I chose. Mm. These eggs are good, y'all. They're fire. With the cowboy seasoning. Mm. Jody, please believe me. Especially since I haven't eaten in 20 hours. Listen, you don't have to starve yourself. And you don't have to do the intermittent fasting thing if you don't want to. But I'm going to tell you, when you go longer periods of time without eating, you're learning to discipline your body to not fill up your day with food. But also, when you do eat, you enjoy it a lot more, right? Food tastes better when you're not just overeating. In my opinion. In my opinion. Mm-hmm. 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 Let me see. What else do I want to talk about? Because I know it was something besides that Charlie Kirk. And 9/11. Where were you at on 9/11? What were you doing on 9/11? How has it changed your life? Because I know back then Americans mostly felt safe, right? But shoot, I feel unsafe now because they have the border too open. Y'all look at Oprah. Oprah is teeny tiny. Oprah is real skinny. That Ozempic has got her looking right. Hey, Mama Three, go to the Shade Room, to the Shade Room Instagram. They posted a picture of Oprah. She looks so little and young. Stop playing with them, Oprah. I can't wait till I start getting my Ozempic allegations. Then I know I've arrived. We're just talking hot topics. I'm eating breakfast, which consists of boiled eggs and water. I just wanted a easy peasy breakfast. I'm gonna save my major calories for later. I was also talking about 9/11. I was in your live for a bit, but then I had to take my daughter to school. And I know you're in New York, so I know New York 9/11 is probably a really heavy day for you all because that was a major event that affected all of America, but especially you all, and that it happened to your in your state. And I know, many people lost loved ones in New York. So many people were impacted by that day, and they'll never forget it. I was all the way in California on the opposite side of the of the U.S., and I can never forget that day. I remember it just like it was yesterday. Yes, everyone who witnessed it so close. I mean, it was tragedy, and we will never forget. We will never forget how people were impacted by that day, how firefighters risked their lives and lost their lives, how people escaped and probably still have that trauma, every 9/11 because we're talking about it, right? And we saw the smoke in the outer boroughs, helicopters flying around. Right. Seeing people with all the debris all over them, remember? Devastating. And they got TSA at the airports, but they have the borders open. People can come just willy nilly through the border if they want to. Like, I don't know what the politicians be thinking, for real. So, how are you and Jax doing today? What you got planned for today, M3? Well, so I'm just browsing, seeing what's going on out in the world, seeing what else to talk about. I'm gonna wrap it up pretty soon, but Jax is in school. Yeah, last night I wasn't really trying to pry in your business like that, but I was just speaking from my experience. And people don't say things all the time, but sometimes they're speaking from things that they've been through and that things that they've seen, and that's basically what I was doing. But I said I was going to pray for you, and I did do that, and I think that that's the best way. To really be there for somebody is to pray for them and to keep them encouraged. I know with my kids, when I saw different things, God told me it's not what it looks like, and And I was able to get through it. Wow, I'm looking at this guy on Instagram, and his chin was sucked all the way in. I mean, it was horrible. His chin was like he didn't even have a jaw. It was just crazy. And they were able to, it's just funny how they're able to do different things with dentistry and things like that. They can change your whole face with orthodontia. I've seen that happen with my kids. You're going to clean up and take things to storage. Speaking of which, I got to get a dolly. I got to go get a dolly from Home Depot. Let me see. Dolly rental. How much does that cost? Rent online, pick up in store. Okay. So, mm, I just need a dolly. Okay. Appliance dolly, up to 800 pounds, check availability. Um, $21 for 4 hours. So let me reserve that. Oh, and Palmdale, I'm not in. I'm nowhere near there. Where is it at for my city? Okay. Let me put my zip code in. They're going to give me some city. So hopefully they have it in my city. Let me see. Okay. Okay, let's see. I need it for, let me see. Okay, Monday. And I need to get it. I'll go pick it up at 9:45. And I'm going to drop it off right at, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Let's do it a little later on Monday. Let's go get it at 2. Let's go get it at 2:30. And let's bring it back out on the same day. And let's drop it off at, let's drop it off at 6 p.m. Let's check availability. Okay. I hope it'll fit in my car. I don't know. Let me look somewhere else. Let's see. It's $21 plus tax to rent it. So, yeah, it's all going to be good. Everything is going to be all right with our kids. We love our kids. We do what's best for them, and we keep them prayed up. Either we'll get through it or we'll grow through it. That's what it is. But yes, I got to find somewhere to rent this dolly because I have a deep freezer. And oh my gosh, oh, I did not tell you guys a deep freezer story. I did not tell you, and I did not show you that atrocious mess, okay? Remind you, and I know that's not a word, but I like saying it. Remind you I have not been cooking. Okay. So I decided I don't even want a deep freezer again. Okay. Because I kept filling that thing up with meat and throwing meat away. That's exactly what I've been doing. Right. I've been filling it up with meat. And when the year hits, I've been throwing it away. And then I just been throwing more stuff on top of it, right? And my mom, you know what? That's a sin to throw all that meat away. You could have did something with that meat. I'm not eating meat that says 2023 on it, okay? And it's 2025, almost 2026. What is wrong with you, lady? I'm not doing it. That's right. Keep the faith, M3. Keeping my faith has got me through a lot. It's got me a lot. Stand, even when I didn't have faith, even when it was so minuscule, even when I doubted, I just kept praying and just kept giving it to God. Even my unbelief, my doubts, my worries, my concerns, and it will all work out. It will all work out. So, all right. So, what was it? A couple of weeks ago, I started thawing my deep freezer out, right? But it was because, like I said, we kept putting stuff in there. And so the kids, because I don't like going to my garage. I don't. I hate it. And the deep freezer's in the garage. So the kids are putting stuff in there, and the lid was kind of lifted up. So what happened is when the lid is lifted up, it froze over. So I chiseled away at a lot of the ice, and I got about a third of the way down to the deep freezer, right? And we threw all that meat away. Crazy, I know. A lot of meat. Then I said, okay, let me turn the deep freezer down, right? So, hey, K Mizzo, good morning. We're doing good. And I hope you are as well. Looks like you caught up to M3. M3, I see he be on you. He done gave up on Jazzy and now he on you. Did you hit the like button for me, K Mizzo? I appreciate you for doing so. Um, so yeah, we got a third of the way. We got rid of that meat. And then I said, okay, let's turn the deep freezer down so that, hopefully it will thaw. But I'm thinking the deep freezer was still, even though we thawed the ice away, right? That it would still be cold and the meat would still be frozen, right? So my daughter says, Mom, is it the deep freezer? Because something stinks out there. I mean, I lifted the lid up and I thank God. I only thank my God in heaven that it wasn't maggots in there. But everything was thawed out completely. And it was soggy. It was slimy. It was gross and atrocious. K Money will find his next victim. I know that's right. So we had to get out there with a shovel and shovel all that meat out of the deep freezer into the trash can. And it's hot that day, right? It's going to be hot that day. And it's the day after Labor Day. So I'm like, what actually happened was they didn't come the day they normally come to get the trash. So we had to wait an extra day. So that meat sitting out there on the curb. I'm praying that it doesn't get maggots, right? And so, y'all, what was left in the deep freezer was a bunch of water. Oh my gosh. So I buy this tube thing from Amazon to like suction the water out into a pail so we can dump it out that way. And I open the deep freezer and it's all a bunch of uh, mildew or mold. But the water, for some reason, is gone. And I'm just like, ew, gross. But the smell went away, whatever. So um, I couldn't get the the deep freezer picked up that day because I didn't know until too late after the trash was already being picked up that this had happened. Or on the day of trash day, I didn't know to that day. And I even turned on the deep freezer. I was trying to check to make sure, but I guess it just went out. I guess it had enough. And after all of that, I didn't want to eat out of it anyway. So I'm like, okay, don't buy that much meat no more. Because I'm telling you, it had to be like 3 or 4 times that I emptied that deep freezer out and refilled it back up. And I never ate the food. Like if we put ice cream in there or frozen pieces or something like that, y'all, I found because of the kids going out there just throwing stuff on top of stuff. I found a pound of Kerrygold butter. I was so mad. I'm talking oxtails. I'm talking short ribs. I'm talking every type of meat you could think of. I'm talking turkey wings. I'm talking chicken. I'm talking ribs. I'm talking pastrami. I'm not talking about a bunch of chicken legs in the freezer. It was a travesty. So now I'm only buying 3 or 4 packs of meat and a little bit of fruit and vegetables to last us during the week because I'm not cooking it fast enough for the fruits and vegetables to last. In the freezer, yes, the chicken could last, but like I got rid of almost all of my meat from last month in my normal refrigerator, but I had like 2 packs of meat. No, we got to get rid of everything that month. No more shopping till we finish off whatever we got that week. Because sometimes I do that. Like, okay, I want to have this today, so I go get that for that day. I got to start getting to the point where I make a menu for that week and I buy only what I want for that week. Yeah, I was mad. I was mad that I had to clean that out. But see, that'll learn me. That'll learn me. That learned me more than wasting my money and throwing that food out. God allowed me to see exactly what I was doing because I had to clean that out. And now I had to go rent a dolly to get rid of that deep freezer. And my mom was like, oh, they have deep freezers on Sucker. I'm like, I'm not even thinking about a deep freezer. We didn't eat the meat that was in the deep freezer. We kept throwing it away because it would get old. And I would just keep buying stuff. And then it was packed at the bottom with food. And then the ice had overtaken it. So, I don't want a deep freezer no more. I'm good. I'm just going to get to that point, like I said, where I make a meal plan for the week, which is what I need to be doing anyway. I should have told you to help me. You would have cleaned the whole deep freezer out and make it look like a brand new deep freezer. It went out. It's not working anymore. It's not working anymore. And you know what? I won't even pay somebody to do that. I won't even pay somebody to do that. That was my mess. I made it. And I needed to get rid of it. And I did. So I'm glad that I got rid of it. And that learned me a lesson. I won't be wasting food like that anymore. And I will start budgeting. You got to help me to budget. And it'll be cheaper. Like if I say, okay, these are the snacks we can have this week. These are the fruit and vegetables that we'll have this week. I'm going to make this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because really, I only need to make like 2 meals a week, you know? I think this weekend I'm going to do like, I'm going to get the thin cut roast that I always get. I usually make that 2 times a month. I haven't made it this month yet. I think I haven't made it in over a month or almost a month. I'm trying to cut back on the beef, right? I'll make like taco meat a couple times a month and I'll make the roast beef a couple times a month. But I'm really trying to make sure I only eat seafood or like chicken and some ground turkey a little bit. You need a breast. Oh, I know, right? If they got a brand new deep freezer for me, you're going to see somebody got a brand new deep freezer for me. You made salmon the day after. Oh my gosh, it was so good. But next time I'm going to make it juicier because it kind of dried out a little bit. Because I think sometimes I cook my salmon too long, but it was fine for the way I like it. But I want it to be juicier. So next time I'm gonna use a whole lemon for the amount of pieces that I had. I had like 4 pieces, so I'm gonna use like a whole lemon, more olive oil, and I'm gonna cook it a little less. I'll make sure I time it, and then I need to get me a food thermometer, a meat thermometer, to make sure that it's right. Because I want it to have like a lot of I don't know. I want it to be very moist. But it was really good, the recipe I used. It was really good. I could have just ate salmon. I could still eat salmon today. But I had enough. I had like one day I bought 3 pieces and I ate 1.5 pieces on Friday. And then I ate the other 1.5 pieces like on Saturday. Um, then Sunday I went back and got more. I got 4 more pieces. Um, my daughter wanted one. They don't really eat fish, but my daughter said, "Well, it's healthy. I'm going to eat something healthy," because I've been on her about eating healthier. Because she likes to eat her potatoes. She doesn't gain weight, but I'm like, you can't just eat potatoes and Tostinos. You got to eat different things. So she's been eating more fruit since I put that bug in her ear, and she was like, "I'm going to eat some of this salmon." I was surprised, and she liked it. So I ate like 1 piece that day, and then I made like 2 more meals so that I could eat it like from. I ate one the next day or whatever. So, but it was good, and it was on sale too. So, but one of my Facebook friends was saying that Trader Joe's has some good salmon, so I might get a piece of that. I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's this weekend. I'm gonna get some butter chicken from Trader Joe's. I want to get some of their naan, that garlic naan or naan or however you say it. I want to get more dried cherries as well. So I'll probably take my daughter out for driving and let her take us to Trader Joe's, and we'll go over there. And let her take us back home from Trader Joe's. I usually let her drive for about an hour. Now we're up to an hour and a half, but she's getting pretty good at it. I was so afraid for her to park in between cars. We practiced that this week, but I had her just practicing how to park and practicing how to park. And then finally, I had her park between cars, and she did good. She parked better than I do. So, yes. So, we're going to go driving this week, Saturday and Sunday. That's another reason why their food is priced really good. Um, everything was a good price too. That's what I was surprised of. I was shocked that things weren't too expensive. Like I got some sliced almonds. I got the Brazilian nuts. They were pretty. They were priced very well. You know, they weren't bad at all. Okay, we'll wait for you. We'll wait right here for you, K Money. We'll wait right here. But my daughter, these kids watch TikTok so all the time, and they see different things going viral. So, but I ended up liking the naan dipped in the butter chicken sauce. So I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. That'll be my cheat thing that I have this week, since it's not really a clean meal, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna have that, and their cherries are dried cherries. I know I'm repeating myself, getting repetitive here, but they were so good. So I can't wait to go back to uh, uh, TJ's, and I'm gonna actually post that video up today. I'll post it probably for 2 p.m. or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna post it early, maybe 1, but when I get off of here, I'm going to edit it and post it. hmm So you guys can see what all we did. And I posted a video just being funny. I posted a short clip of my daughter, like, "Mom, you got to stand in line for the membership." Like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yes, it'll be really quick. And some people had some negative responses to that. And I'm like, first of all, my daughter, and somebody was like, oh, that's how she's being raised. I'm like, let me tell you something. First of all, don't come for my kids. And secondly, that's 7 seconds of a whole day. We had already been to TJ Maxx, we had been to Trader Joe's, and uh, Sam's Club was actually our third store that day. After driving around, we had been on a 1 hour and a half driving lesson. So we were doing our big one, and like that's why people should make comments on stuff. A lot of times people just put stuff on here uh just to, razzle people. It was a little rage baitish, but it was also funny to me because I was thinking, like, I know when kids go out with their moms, they don't like really running errands with their moms. That's really what it was about. It wasn't about my daughter being a smart aleck, because my daughter is sassy. She can be sassy, but she's not disrespectful. None of my kids are really disrespectful. Um, they're no angels. Let's be clear. They need much prayer. I have 5 girls, and they're all mini me's. And so, whatever you think of me, just know, I thank God. I just thank God my girls are nothing like me. They are flawed, and they have their vices, and they have their things about them as well. But I feel like they're better people than I am, and that's what we're supposed to do as parents, right? We're supposed to raise better people than we are. We're supposed to make sure that our children uh, have it not easier, but whatever shortcuts or whatever we learned about life and whatever we experienced, we're supposed to give that to our children. So not that they don't know, that they don't make the same mistakes, but that they have a leg up. Like, why wouldn't you give the best of you to your kids and even teach them about the worst of you, so that they'll know, okay, don't hide things from your kids. Let them know what time it is. And that's what I try to do with my girls. I try to make sure I keep them gamed up so that they're not out in this world just lost and game goofy. I want my girls to know what's what. Enoch, it's been a minute. I thought about you the other day, Enoch. I almost emailed you. Like, where you at? Where you been? Like, you haven't been to any of my lives. What's good with you, bro? I'm so serious. I really did think about you. I think about everybody who comes to my lives regularly, and if I don't see them, or if they're, then I do think about you. This is not for play. We really got a thing going on over here. For real, for real. You're chilling. I'm doing pretty good. Guys, I'm officially retired. I have been talking about it, and I had got the news that I would be retired 2 weeks before, but when we actually had our meeting, I got the confirmation. So now I'm doing all of that. Um, I'm retired before 50. That's kind of big, but um, it's not like it's not life changing money, but it'll do for now, from where I'm at, as I'm making adjustments and getting my health together, and all the things that I got ahead of me. It would allow me to be able to take care of myself and my children, and focus on my health and getting myself back together. And this kind of retirement, I can still work later or work in a different industry. So um, I will be doing that eventually. That is my goal. Whether it be working from home or in some capacity, I'm not the type of person that, okay, wants to rest on my laurels. I want to work and be a valued member of society. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm glad about that. I'm happy that I can pivot and move on with my life. I had a lot of bad things to say about that job, but you know, when when you finally come to a resolution with something, and now I see, because sometimes I'm like, why didn't they say this, or I would have said this, or I would have been mad. When you finally come to a resolution and it works out in your favor, especially when it works out in your favor, why hold grudges? Why be bitter? Just move on and learn from whatever it is you went through. I hope everyone is doing well, and I pray all is blessed by the best and still praying for the best. Well, back to work. I'm glad for you. Thank you so much. Have a great day at work and don't work too hard, Enoch. And hit me up in my email because you haven't sent me any motivational videos in a while. I like those. Send those to me. And stay blessed and have a good day. You coming back? Where you just said you was coming back. You all over the place. Ain't no telling whose chat you're in right now. All right. I'll be looking forward to it, Enoch. And I'm going to send you some as well. Uh, so, okay, now we're on hour 2. I don't have a lot more to talk about unless you guys have something you want to discuss and you want me to touch up on. I've been like um, really just chilling, really, to be honest with you. I didn't have a lot to talk about, but sometimes I just feel like, okay, let me get on real quick before I get my day started for real, for real. Is somebody's birthday today? K Money, did you say your birthday was coming up? Who said their birthday? I think you said October 17th. Did you say that? Hmm. See how I remember? Oh, it's Roxy's birthday today. Wow. Let me make sure I go to her happy birthday. Mm-hmm. So on the neighborhood talk, they have a post up. What's the pettiest reason you broke up with someone? And somebody said, I'll break up with you for anything. Like, why would you go miss that job interview knowing you don't have a job? That's a good reason to actually break up with somebody. Like, how do you miss a job interview and you don't have a job? That shows a lack of, like, come on, like, you're a grown person and you're supposed to be at a job interview. That just shows, like, you have no type of ambition. I don't want to be with somebody like that. And I've broken up with people. This is, like, I'll break up with you in a heartbeat. I'll take you back. That's my bad, though, because I'll take you back. But I'll break up with you if you just talk to me too much. In the past, that was me. I'm growing up now. I won't do that these days. I'll try to, like, have some understanding and try to work through it with you, try to talk about it, and then once I'm done, be done. That's a great reason. Like, why when you show up at your job interview, that's not, no, like, I got to get rid of you because, like, you're not trying to work. You don't want nothing out of life. You're missing job interviews, like, unless you had a good reason. If you had a good reason, you woke up and your tire was flat or something like that. But still, you should be prepared. You need to be checking your tires, making sure you got enough gas, making sure your clothes are laid out like the first day of school, all of that. Actually, I can tell Roxy happy birthday on my other phone. I'm going to do that right now. Happy birthday, Roxy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a video of hers. Sometimes I be like searching different names. That's why you gotta and maybe I should do this. Maybe I should change maybe I should change my name, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want it to be at Mommy Money Getter because that's long for people to type out. But maybe I should do that because I got the only MMG. I did the only MMG because people are calling me MMG, right? People, y'all just start calling me that because Mommy Money Getter is long. So that's why I put at the only MMG. And but if you look up Mommy Money Getter, you'll find me because I have a hashtag. Use your hashtags, guys, so that people can find you. Like hashtag your videos, hashtag your lives. Put a hashtag there. Otherwise, hmm, everybody's talking about that Charlie Kirk guy. Like, why are we talking about that? Like, no shade, no. I guess because he's trending right now. But why are we talking about Charlie Kirk? Like, we shouldn't be talking about him. Not black people. Not after the way he disparaged us. Like, no need to talk about him. Mm-mm. Leave him be. Leave him where he at. Okay. Here's a comment from her. Let me go to her page. Okay. Well, she's not live right now. What she say? I called the library to report Peach McIntyre. Rossi crazy. Oh, she actually was live. So I said, she said I called the library to report Peach McIntyre. Roxy, you are crazy. I'm sending her a text now. Okay. All right. She was live. She was live. But she's not live right now. I don't know when she's coming back live. She didn't say. She did not say. Mm. Okay. Well, I guess that's that. I guess I'll let you guys off the hook. You guys have a great day. I'm gonna upload this Trader Joe's video in a little bit, you guys. If you can, if you get the chance, please go check out my which hair color should I pick video. What did I name it? What did I name it? Um, it is what's the best hair color for fall winter, burgundy or copper? I got burgundy. Ooh, I wasn't supposed to tell that. I need to take a nap or something. That was crazy, Charity, that you just did that. Okay. All right. Now I'm logging off. Have a great one, you and Jax. You going live later, M3? If you are, what time do you know? Because I want to make sure that I come and visit you and hang out with you on your live as well. Thank you for always supporting me, M3. I really appreciate you. As soon as we came across each other, you've been on almost every live. I really, 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 really love you for that. I love Jax. I love your boys. Those are my nephews. And I'm praying for you and them. I'm praying for your success as a content creator. I'm praying for your uh, success as a mother. Like, we're locked in. I'm locked in with anybody who's locked in with me and who supports me. I appreciate you so much. Have a great day. You too, K Money. Probably in 2 hours. Okay, I'll be on there with you. K Money. Even though you be trying me, I let you hang around because you know what, K Money, you gonna come through. You're gonna come through and you're gonna engage. You're gonna hit that like button, and you're gonna hold your girl down. And I love those who love me. I love everybody, but I love who loves me. Okay. God bless you guys. Talk to you guys later. Have a great day.